of you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed in attaining all in that which is your need? To be heard by the real answerer of all deeds, the true hero of all whom pleads. Who of you really want to bow down to the true King of Kings commanding the crown? To worship the one that ever rules alone, commanding everything of creation from the seat of its throne.
Those that are still present here in Jersey and Camden and Philly area, we're going to continue on this conversation. He's going to throw up the sign that, how to read to us or write to us. With that, continue on. May I eat this peace and bless about your presence. Those still here, we're going to continue on. You were saying about how A.H.A.D sent Ghulam.
Yes, it sent Ghulam Ahmed, and sent Noju Ali, it sent Elijah Muhammad and W.D. Farad Muhammad. You see? And the thing about it was that was all before the coming of this day and time, and me in this book. Right. Now, this book was promised. All the Christians know about the book being promised. All the Muslims know about the book. The Muslims try to hide it more than the Christians. Mm-hmm. The Jews know about the book to come. Everybody know about Revelation. They know about these things to come, but they try to hide it. Right. How many people are saying, okay, you got that book. Let's open this book. Right. Show us this book. Come, you're invited to our court. To open this book. Nobody's doing that. They just want to sit back and say, stop for Allah. Oh, he can't be the one. Oh, all we need is Jesus. Oh, Lord, we all come together. 700 countries or whatever, 127 countries, we all come together. But we're going to come together under whose lead? Right. Forget about the Lord of the new name. You understand? Right. It told you we have a new name in this day and time. Forget about him or it. We got this. Who is that they got this? So simplicity of religion really needs to be not just investigated, but lived. Yeah. And you don't have to know hadith or, like Allah said about the Holy Quran, they don't need another book. Right. And they go and lie and say, well, you need to know hadith to learn how to read the Holy Quran. You need to know hadith to learn how to pray. You need to know hadith. Yeah. Okay, who made hadith? Some men brought forth hadith. Right. And who are they pointing you to in hadith? They pointing you to a man in hadith. Right. Aren't they doing the same thing the Christians did with Jesus? Look towards Jesus, not the Father. Right. Look towards Muhammad, not Allah. Mm-hmm. They're doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. And they're taking away the simplicity and giving you all these complications, and what you got to do, what you got to go through, before you even get to start bowing down to Allah, is complicated. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it don't take much to say, I submit. I surrender. And surrender. But see, we got all these things going on about our personal self, about these illusions, that we don't want to surrender. And we say, oh, it's so hard. What's so hard about it? It's so hard. Why is it so hard? It's not hard. It's only as hard as you make it. Mm-hmm. It's only as hard as you think it to believe. It's only as hard as you want it to be. Because if I put on that mountaintop of submission to Allah, a cherry that you want, you're going to jump right to it and get there. Mm-hmm. And then those who are really devils inside themselves go turn around after they get the cherry and try to run away with it. And say, I tried, but I couldn't submit, I couldn't stay. Well, here's another cherry for you. Every time you put a cherry up there, they jumping up there to snatch it. Seeking to deceive Allah and those who truly believe, which is the angels and the prophets, those enlightened, those who are submitted to Allah in holiness. And they only deceive themselves because we see them for what they are.
But I listened to the instruction about the cherry. I look at the cherry. The cherry is an example of material things that people get something.
Whatever.
Pleasures in.
Whatever. Whatever it is that you want. Whatever it is you want, you find it, make it easy to get. But when it comes to submission to Allah, who want that? How many people want it?
Think about the story that Ahezaah broke down for us about Adam and Eve.
Mm-hmm.
The simplicity.
Mm-hmm.
Gave them paradise in the beginning.
Right.
And in the garden, Allah said, eat of everything except this one in the center of the garden.
Mm-hmm.
And Ahezaah explained to us about when they partook of that their passion, all those things of the lower was opened up to them.
Mm-hmm.
And when Allah came down on them, now that reward now only comes at the end now.
That was like a chastisement. They took it from him. It's just like a child being born. A child being born is born in paradise.
Mm-hmm.
All it desires is his mother's milk.
Right.
And to be held close. That's all it desires. It wants to be kept warm and felt protected. And to eat, to consume.
Mm-hmm.
But as it's growing and it started opening his eyes and looking around, it's, get off the breast, say, well, what's that over there? You know? And everybody like, Google, gaga, Google, look out here, look out here.
Right. Yeah.
And the child started going around, looking out there, touching things, doing its thing, getting in trouble. Huh? Now it's got to find its way back to happiness and peace. You know?
Mm-hmm. Part of the trip.
Lose the simplicity.
That's about it.
You know? But, you know, Ahezaah said something very simple, very beautiful to me last week. It said, son, it said, there's not much to live in. People think things are so complicated. They make things so complicated. They go all over the world trying to find me. Meaning trying to find peace,
Right.
which is El. The power of El, the power of peace is the Lord itself. The Lord manifests the power of peace. Huh? The power of peace can flourish in you.
Right.
But now where you looking for that? Going all around the world, doing all kinds of things, getting involved in all kinds of stuff, trying to, you know, trick your mind into something that's materialized,
Right.
that you can be happy in. When it's just about here.
Yeah.
You know? The Lord being of you, you being of the Lord, you being comforted, you be, you know, at peace, you being satisfied with life. It said, how many things do you do differently every day? Look at the people in the world. They live a monotonous life.
Yeah.
And they run around trying to find peace. I give you peace. And you're content. And they wonder, what's wrong with him? He lives such a boring life. He stays like a hermit. You know, he can't be happy. Let's find something for him to do. And I'm doing it all. Right in here with Allah. I'm at peace. Very simple. You know? But people, they seem like they have to go out and partake of the devil. Partake of Satan. And get all caught up in that tree of knowledge. You know? Before they get beat down to submit. And some of them never submit. You know? Some of them never submit. What's really ironic to me is the devils who sense or know that they're known, yet they stay. Even some you say, well, you nothing but the devil. They stay. Say, yeah, I'm the devil, but I'm going to stay here amongst you people and I'm going to cause dissension. You know? And they don't realize that at the level of their thinking, Ahezaah is grand. It's great. Massive. Eternal, infinite. Huh? Almighty. At the level of their thinking. In other words, it don't miss nothing. It don't miss an atom's weight of a thought. The mist of a thought. It don't miss anything in your thinking. Everything is magnified to it. Don't miss anything. And it's like you trying to hide in the light. You believe you in the dark. And you bright light and you hiding. They can't see me.
Like burying your head in the sand, thinking somebody
like
can see it.
an ostrich.
Yes.
And it's funny, Allah would create a bird like that. Big giant bird. Can't fly. Huh? Take away all his defenses by sticking his head in the sand. Oh, shucks. They can't see me.
Yeah.
Huh? But way up in there, ready to get kicked.
Still the biggest animal in the cage, right?
But the thing about it is that, one thing I can bear witness. Ahezaah said for every messenger, every prophet, it creates an enemy. But for every man, woman, and child, it creates an enemy. For every community, it creates enemies. Ahezaah is creating opposition for everything. Everything has opposition. Everything. Yeah. And it is the common denominator of everything. It is a definite article, the definite item of everything. Therefore, it is the power of everything. And it decides what's going to win, what's going to lose, what's going to be on top, what's going to be on bottom, what's going to be in, what's going to be out. Huh? It decides the fulfillment of everything. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So, the example is the mind of the messenger, that we see Ahezaah in everything, every single thing that's happened.
Say that again?
That we see Ahezaah, the work of Ahezaah, in everything that happens, so that maybe we're more balanced, so that we can be a balanced person when we run into the...
If we can see that, you heard that
problems.
saying that they have eyes but they can't see?
Yeah.
You may see something, but you don't see with understanding. Right. If you don't see with understanding, if you don't see with realization, if you don't see with reasoning from the Lord, then you don't really see. Right. You don't see in the way it says see. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like some people, they think that the Lord said be in the world just became. Just by the word, because it said it did. But what do it do just by the word? Now, let me go back over that. People try to relate the word of the Lord as an equal to their word.
Right.
Try to relate the understanding of the Lord to the equal with their understanding. Try to relate its message to them equal to their understanding and reception of that message in the way that they would give that message from themselves. When the Lord is above everything. When it said be and it became, it in its word be, it put power. It just didn't speak out a word without force behind it. It didn't speak out a word without the essence of life behind it. That's a magic trick. I'm going to give essence to no essence. Like I'm going to fake essence and it's going to be there. No. It said be. But see, there's nothing in creation, nothing in life that can oppose it. It creates everything with opposition to it's themselves. But it, being the opposite of everything else, is unopposed by anything. So when it said be, in that speaking, it forced life upon creation.
One thing Ahezaah gave us from itself, from you, when you broke down the world about is verse.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
One verse. B.
B.
Universe.
World. You said worlds open up, and when it relates to you, as you speak to us, we take in the words.
You taking the words. Uh-huh.
But as it speak to you, you said worlds are opened up.
Worlds are opened up for me to see.
Mm-hmm.
For me to understand, for me to relate from.
Mm-hmm.
When it speaks to me and it draws me unto itself, it draws me into whatever world it desires for me to see.
Right.
You know, but it's a different speaking. See, you can't, even though I've said that to you, you can't relate to it
Right.
in the righteousness of what it is.
Okay.
Now, you can relate to it in your idealism, your ideas.
Right.
You know, what you concoct up in your mind, but I'm telling you, when you come here, if you ever come here, you're going to find out like I found out, it's nothing like there where you are in creation. The mindset of the holy is not like the mindset of the creation, like the things of creation. No, when it brings you into the unit of its being, the Christ, and crush you, annihilate you, disperse you, burn you up by its pure light and fire, and then bring you back together in the purity of mind, you know that it is totally beyond you as a creature. And people look at that light as the great power, and that's not the greatest power of El. The light of Christ is not the greatest power of El. We don't know the greatest power of El. El is unlimited. If the light of Christ was the greatest power of El, it would not be inside something. And the light of Christ is within the eternal mystery. And El itself is outside its eternal mystery, as we know it. Because for us, we have limitations.
Right.
Everything created has limitations to that ultimate end. Everything created's ultimate end has something beyond it of El. So what do we know as angels and men of the real? We only know, experience what it gives us to know. Experience it. And in its mercy, we live in that. we breathe in that. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
We are consumed by it, and we give it out from, what it gives us to give out. We're caught up. But we're not confused.
Right.
And we understand the devil. Understand his makeup and everything. Understand his power and understand his lack thereof. And we know that it's not the greatest thing to be feared. Because without El, it has no power. So again, we need to look to El.
Yes, sir. Life. The term life. For many people, including myself, I'm going to let you for one second. And myself wasn't given the understanding as it gives such men as yourself as messengers that life itself is El.
It is El.
But we go about in this life, illusions and all, as living, experiencing, coming to know certain things, not realize that it is the power of the life that we go about and thinking we're independent, like Allah says in His words, that
right.
man ever thinks he's self-sufficient, independent of it, and that truth is like the confusion, the illusion, the folly of men, as they go about trying to make our way in this thing called life,
Yeah. When you was speaking, this laughter just hit me, man. But go ahead.
When we reflect on the folly of men, a question comes to mind is, I'm so foolish, I'm so unknowing, I'm so limited. How am I made safe in Ahezaah? And you point out the key is the simplicity.
Well, the funny thing about it is that people come to those realizations and then they still be fools. That's the funny thing. That's so funny. How you gonna come to the realization of being a jackass and then still be a jackass? How you do it? What are you looking for? See, people make claims to be looking for a lot of things, but they don't be looking for a lot of things. You know? I made a joke to your son the other day. He was talking to me, and I said, "Oh, Lord, he got a brain. He done went to the Wizard of Oz and got a brain." What you doing with that brain? And he looked at me and laughed. You know, like, I don't know. But the thing about it is they chose the Wizard of Oz. But it's like the Wizard of A.H.A.D. It's odd. They call it Oz. It's odd that you would go to this man seeking truth, seeking reality, seeking the power of life. And he hid behind the curtain. That's odd. And then they showed him up there like a jackass, working the machine like, and they try to grab the curtain to hide himself and keep working like they didn't see him. Say, what is this? Yeah. We got a jerk behind here.
After their long journey.
And then it was odd that after they bust him, they still sought his wisdom. As though he was wise. For real. And the funny thing about it was this guy looked like people I've known. And acted like people I've known. I'm going to give you a heart. Listen, you had a heart all the time in that empty space, in that empty chest of yours. You know? I mean, it's just odd. You know? And he was a wizard. The demon, that's odd. Of the odd ones, huh? I mean, it's just funny how the devil can relate the joke on you, you know. Yeah. But the truth of the matter is, we are all locked up in the units of hell. Each world is a unit, apart. Each mind is a unit. Your mind is a unit of hell. Your mind is a world unit, huh? Now, you may crash into other worlds, or you may try to confide in other worlds, or unite with other worlds, which is other minds, you know. But the thing about it is, if you don't understand order, law and order, you'll never come to understand Allaah, Ahezaah, and what is sent down. You will never see the importance of being in order. You know? See, a wise man don't want to rule. Why would they want the illusion of having power when they know that it's just an illusion? Why would a wise man want to take charge of your life when it knows that Ahezaah is in charge of your life? That if he takes charge of your life, then he is in competition with the Lord El. See, you're not going to find a wise man trying to rule. You're going to find them fools. The greatest fools are the ones who lead. The greatest fools. The presidents, the mayors, the congressmen, huh? The various educators that run institutions, the men in power in the big businesses. All of them fall short of perfection. All of them fall short of El. They live and die in illusions. They live and die thinking they gods. Huh? They live and die and have to go to the throne to be shocked. You're not going to get a prophet wanting to be the damn king. where people make their greatest mistake about me, those who have thought they've known me and they've left, they make their greatest mistake to think that I sit back to judge them. I spend my lifetime thinking about them, making judgments on them, holding them in my mind, making a life of them. They see self-importance. Right. They see themselves as important enough for the messenger of Allah to keep his mind on them. Huh? It's a mercy from Allah that I don't get up as a messenger, as a prophet of Allah, get in my car and ride and keep on riding.
Right.
That's a mercy because Allah said, no, you got a family back here. Go back. Go back and sleep there every night and get up.
Right.
Because my mind is on Allah. It has to put my mind on the important things that it wants for me of my life. Because I've given myself up completely to it. So I'm not going to want to rule you, judge you. It's the judge of you, and it gives me judgments of you, and then I tell you about those things. Then you say, oh boy, this guy knows. No, Ahezaah knows. And then when I don't say anything, by that same judgment that you make about me knowing, you think you can hide and slick me out. Well, he don't know now, so let me go on and do this there. He can't see me. I'm going to do this behind his back. Because you done made that other judgment. You're making the same mistake in this judgment. But the only problem is you got your foot in the fire and you smell something burning and your brain's so dull, you don't know it's you. Something smells good there. What you cooking there, man? Something smells pretty good. You so dumb, you don't even know you're on fire till I say, well, look, take these herbs and take these onions, these lentils, and take these spices. Just drop them at your feet. Just take all this stuff, just drop it at your feet. Oh, yeah, wow, that smells good. I'm on fire. Yeah. Dull as could be. People put themselves in the fire, don't know they on fire. You see, the Lord El got control of your senses, man. I could cut your arm off and you could feel nothing if that's what El wants. Right. I could stick you with the smallest of needle and it hurts you all through your bones, all through your body. Make you scream if that's what El wants. And you think, I can take the pain or I can do this, that, and no, it's what El wants. Everything about your life. So when you start thinking that you smart and you slick and you can out-slick the messenger of Allah, and you know already tricked yourself. Because the messenger of Allah is just that, the messenger of Allah. Prophet of Allah, just that, the prophet, a messenger who speaks about the future. The true speaker of the messenger and the true speaker of the prophet, Allah itself. Because we didn't say the guesser of Allah. Because the messenger and prophet of Allah is not guessing about something. Delivering a message from the one that knows, the one that got the power to make it be. As simple as that. Simple, simple, simple. But how many people you know want to imitate the messengers of Allah, like the popes in the Vatican, priests all throughout the nations, ministers in the pulpits, imams on the mimbars and the rostrums. All of them want to imitate and want to be powerful, and they lose sight of the truth, thinking that they have power for real, not knowing power have them.
Want to do things right, to keep up with keeping your lives tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you